Hi, this is Chaz Palminteri, and if you're thinking about getting your eyes done, the only person to see is Dr. Rothman of LASIK of Nevada. I flew all the way from New York to be here, and Dr. Rothman did my eyes. And all I could say is, it's a miracle. I could see. You see Dr. Rothman of LASIK of Nevada.
Now, 0.2.3. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome from Las Vegas, Nevada. Yes, that groovy little podcast that gives you a true first-person look into what it's like to call Sin City your home.
Sing it, brother
The
Scotty.
Living in Las Vegas podcast. And now your host, yes, a man who clearly needs some kind of introduction, otherwise you wouldn't know who he was.
Spit it.
Mr. Scott Whitney.
Spit. Come on.
You know, the rap kids, they call it spittin'. When you just do what I did. You know, you kind of throw a little rap, a little rhyme. Yo, 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 what's up with that? Someone coming down a chimney all big and fat. Spell it P-H-A-T. That's right, my homeboys. That's right. We call it the scat. We call it the yo, 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 what's up with that thing. Anyways, hey, look at this. It's the Living in Las Vegas extravaganza. That's enough out of you over there. And I'm your humble host, Scott Whitney. It's great to have you here. This is a beautiful day. This is episode 116.2 F and 2. But we'll get more into that in a minute. But first, I must introduce my my lovely host. You know, I'm normally the one who says this is my Naughty Jelly Sweet, and I think you all kind of dig that kind of vibe, Naughty Jelly Sweet. Oh, yeah. And this one here, I don't know if you guys watched the show Let's Bet, but a theme was to bet on black, and I'm betting on black, baby. Ladies and gentlemen, you know him as Jacob Cannon. Big hat, baby. There he is. Oh! Say something, Jacob.
It's wonderful to be here in this studio with you.
Yeah, so you may be asking yourself, where's Melissa? Well, we had to let her go. That's it.
That's it.
She had to go. Now, she's got work stuff to do. She's got, she's a boss now, and she needs to take care of the boss stuff. And so I've got the real Naughty Jelly Sweet, as Ray here has already put up on the live chat.
Thanks, Ray. I'll pay you later.
It's a good-looking piece of chocolate right there. No,
and instead of Knowledge Jelly Sweet, you can call me the brother that brings the heat. And I'm kind of like coffee, hot, black, and smoking.
What? That's awesome. I think you should have your own show. Wait a minute, you do. Anyways, okay, some Living in Las Vegas stuff. This is the Living in Las Vegas podcast. Stand by. The website is livinginlv.com. That's livinginlv.com. Of course, the Vegas Video Network website is vegasvideonetwork.com. We're open 24 hours by 7. Operators are always standing by. Hey, you can check our email list out. All you do is go to the website, either one of them. Right side, you'll see a little form. Put your name. I don't want to know your last name. I don't know you that well. Just give me your first name. That's cool. Email address, and then we're going to send you stuff. Amazing stuff. Like, talked about shows and stuff. Maybe big prizes. Going to do prizes. That's not going to happen. And what else? Well, hey, let's say that you want to reach out to us. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I've always liked that about you. And one of the ways that you can do that is through the email. And the way you do that is you go on air Q at livinginlv.com. That's on air Q at livinginlv.com. Or perhaps you want to hear your dulcet tone on the big radio show, which is KSHB AM 1400. Or maybe you just want to hear it while we all react to it, because that's comedy gold. And that number is 866-966-4599. Operators, again, are standing by. There's Jacob again. Hello, Jacob.
Hello.
Weather today, 108 degrees. Now, that seems like it's hot. Actually, I was out driving around today doing some business, and I felt it was hot. Of course, we've got people on the live chat here. I think it was Neon who said that in Minnesota, it's 118. The heat index is 118 degrees.
I think people will die at 118 degrees in Minnesota. Do they have air conditioning in
That's
Minnesota?
how you make beef jerky.
or do they just stand in the igloo?
They do. And as our friend Chris Phillips said yesterday, was it yesterday?
Yesterday.
He said, buck up, kids. It's not going to be that bad.
I don't know about that.
So for all of our friends in Minnesota, we reach out to you. We feel for you. We know that, geez, it's hot out there, but we're used to it. Weather, like I said, 108. Pool temperature, 84 degrees. At this very moment, that pool is being used by none other than Sally, who, for those of you who are part of the big network here, is Lovey Jacobs' lovely wife.
And hopefully she doesn't drown.
Yeah, I told her basically before she went out there, please don't dive, because I can't help you.
We don't want to see a floater.
Right. Well, that's nice. That's good, Jacob. Great. Anyways.
If she does die, I have a really good alibi because I'm here on the air.
Right. We will be innocent, and Coda will be running around the thing. Come on out, Sally. Time to play some more.
No.
Why? What's the bubbles?
Mommy's going to take a nap.
Mommy's taking a pool nap. Get up, Sally. Quit being a baby. Come on. Throw me another ball.
Not a dirt nap, but a pool nap.
Pool nap. So what's going on, Vegas Video Network stuff? Well, let me explain something to you. For those of you who were watching the live show last week, one of my best shows ever. Really liked it. Had a great time. Good content. Nice back and forth with my ex-partner. And afterwards, I almost wanted to kill myself, literally. So here's the story. That episode never made the light of day. And what happened was, after I finished the episode, I come out of, we're using a TriCaster, and we're doing a lot of shows now. It used to be when we did this show, we would do one every 2 or 3 full moons. And so we had lots of space on the TriCaster. Now I'm doing a big freaking video show every week, and it's taking up a lot of space. So I'm pulling things off. I'm backing up the TriCaster. I'm pulling things off that I back up and then delete it on the TriCaster after I've already backed it up. It's the right thing to do.
Right.
So I'm doing that. We've only got 30 or 40 gig left on the TriCaster, which is barely enough for one of these shows. So I'm in there and I'm checking 3 or 4 shows back, and I go to move it to our backup drive, and it's like, no, it's already there. I said, okay, well, I can delete it on the TriCaster. Highlight 2 files. One's the video, one's the audio. Delete. Cool. So now I go to move another file that was 3 weeks ago, and I move it over to the backup drive. Oh, no, that file's already there. Cool. Delete. So I go to move another one over, which was the one last week or 2 weeks ago now. I go to move it over, and it says, well, it's already there. So somehow, and this is the mysterious part, I don't know what I did, but instead of highlighting the 2 files, I highlighted the Living in Las Vegas podcast directory, which are all the files, including the one we had just done, and also all of our intros and pretty much everything. And I just went delete. Didn't even think about it. And it didn't really warn me. Now, for those of you who have dealt with XP before, you know that if a file is a certain size, there is no coming back. It doesn't go into the recycle bin. It's 0 bytes, which we learned really drastically. So I'm literally going delete, and I kind of did that tilted dog head Coda thing. That was odd. You ever see, what was that movie, that horror movie? It's a Halloween with Michael Meyer.
Yeah.
Where when he's about ready to kill somebody or he's not sure, he tilts his head a little bit, So I kind of went, what did I just do?
Yeah, you're going to die.
Wow, I just killed, very Michael Myerish, every file for the Living in Las Vegas podcast. Well, that's pretty cool. So I started to cry. Just a little bit, though. I'm like, wait a minute, there's got to be a way out of here. So I'm looking around, and I'm trying to I got nothing. So I posted on Facebook. As a matter of fact, Jackie noticed that I posted on Facebook. Anybody know anything about data recovery? Because I tried all these different undelete programs, and they all did the same thing. They all saw the file, living in LV 116.mpeg, but they all said the same thing, which was 0 bytes, recovery, poor, which means it's lost. So I'm like, what happened here? Now, the good news was that this was the same week, and I actually talked about this last week, that Jacob started full-time with us. And so I got to have Jacob help me. I cried to Jacob a little bit. Jacob handled it. And Jacob,
a lot.
What were you always telling me?
Well, I believe it was Teddy Pendergrass did a song, and I think that's what you need to aspire to do more of, and it's called Letting It Go.
Let it go, just
because
TKO.
It looks like another love TKO.
It was not a love TKO. It wasn't really technical. It was physical.
Oh, no, it was technical. It was on the computer.
Well,
it was
you're
technical.
right. It was a little technical.
So just let it go.
Yeah, can't do it. So, so I went, okay, I can't do I can't do undelete.
Right.
So now we're going to go big recovery. Let's go find data recovery. So I did a search. This is at midnight on Tuesday night, and I find a place here locally. I'm like, okay, this looks pretty good. And they're like, oh, it's $312 for a 48-hour turnaround. I'm like, okay, whatever. We'll do it. So I bring the TriCaster into the studio. I go, all right, Jacob, I need you to go down to this place and fill it out and drop it off and let it go. And what did you say about this place that you thought was cool?
It was kind of like the going into the Secret Service or something. Because you go into the building, they have no marquee sign out. You go into the front entrance, they have no sign up. And I'm wandering around the halls, and I'm like, I'm looking for data recovery. Do you oh, yeah, it's just down the hall here. Are you sure? Yeah, just down the hall. I stepped just down the hall, and sure enough, I go in. I said, is this data? They have no signage whatsoever. So I was a little...
You called me, as a matter of fact.
I did.
Hey.
I was a little hesitant to even drop off the hard
Right.
drive, but I dropped it off. And then I called you, and I'm like, this place is a little... you might want to just call and make sure that, this isn't going to end up in
Right.
the gay porn channel or something.
Which would have been fine. If they had to recover the hard drive. I was like, yeah, put it on gay porn. What the hell do I care? Just give my freaking hard drive back. So they drop it off, and they asked for money that night, but I'm like, I'm going to hold off on the giving you money thing until I get a better sense for what's going on. So I call them, and I say, hey, so what's the deal? He said, well, yeah, you're, number whatever, 125, and it looks like you've got going here and blah, 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 and the fee is $325 or $323. I said, yeah, I know. He goes, but that doesn't actually include the actual recovery of the data. That's just for us to look at it. I'm like, wait a minute. That's not a feature. That doesn't make sense to me. We won't be doing that. Okay. So poor Jacob, I'm like, could you go back and go get that thing for me? So he goes back there. And they gave you a little crap about trying to pick up the TriCaster, right?
Well, yeah, they want me to sign off on a form and get permission from you to do X, Y, and Z. And I understand you're playing with people's hard drives, so obviously you need some type of verification. But
Right.
at the same time, it's like, lady, I was just here, 30, 40 minutes ago. How many 6'5" black guys do you see come walking through your dad's
With a TriCaster.
With a TriCaster dropping? As a matter of fact, I can see it right around that corner. If you just let me, I'll just take that and be on my way.
Right. And then you called me. He calls me and goes, expect a phone call because they're giving me some crap. But then a minute later, you said, taken care of.
Yeah.
What'd you do?
Well, it's probably not best to talk about that on air.
What'd you do? I want to know.
I handled it.
What did you go?
You put it in my you put it in my possession. I handled it.
See, and that's why it's great to have a Jacob. Because I'm like, go get him, kill him. Meanwhile, he did some other research and found a couple other places. Another place is like, yeah, we'll look at it, $800. No. And then we found this other guy who was like, we'll take a look at it for, I forget what the number was. But this is a guy in his garage kind of thing. And I'm like, well, desperate times, let's go. Jacob went over there, dropped it off. You said he was a real nice guy, right?
Yeah, super nice guy. Pete and his family actually got to meet him all. ABCD Computers.
Right.
Really, really good guy. And we thought that we had success, actually.
Did he say that to you?
The next day he goes, oh, I've got the files. We're in great shape.
He said that to you?
Yeah. But I went over there, and it was the same situation. He found the files, but they were all zero bytes.
Yeah.
And he, kudos to Pete. He went back and he tried it again,
Right.
kept it an extra day,
Right.
gave it another shot.
Right.
And
Because
still-
I was crying.
very, very much. It was like a river.
was like,
And he gave it another shot, and unfortunately came back, and his fee was very reasonable.
Right. So instead of paying $323 for them to look at it pretty quickly, Pete looked at it pretty quickly, and it cost me $50.
$50.
So even though he wasn't able to help me, the guy, put in the effort. So
Yep.
there's his card.
Yep.
ABCD
Computers.
Computer.
Yep.
Yeah.
Call Pete.
So check out Pete. He's a nice guy, even though he continued to help me cry. And I said last week, and I do want to say it on a show that actually gets out to the public.
If we don't delete it.
I'm really going to watch this one. That in fact Jacob did join the team last week, and it's been a thrill to have you here, brother.
Good. It's been good to be here. It's
Big hand for Jacob.
always nice to be wanted. You know what, Scott? I got an idea.
What's that?
I got just a brief idea.
Yeah.
Since we've got millions of listeners around the world,
Millions.
couldn't one of our listeners just send us an audio file?
How?
Don't they download the podcast into the iTunes?
It didn't happen. I didn't put it up
we
there.
We didn't post it, did we?
Didn't have one to put up there.
Darn.
Yeah, if I had it. No, I'm like, because it used to be when we were doing the podcast, I would record it on this equipment behind me.
Right.
We're using this just as an audio mixing board now, but before I would record it on this.
Yeah.
But I don't record the audio here because the audio is being recorded on a TriCaster.
Oh, well,
So believe me, I was thinking like, oh my god.
I was
It was very sad. Also, yesterday, speaking of Las Vegas and Nevada, which we really weren't, but somehow, I don't know what it was. I think we were talking about Nugent and his gun thing, but we got talking about gun laws in Nevada. Now, I come from California, where it's pretty strapped down, the gun laws. You really can't have a gun in California, pretty much, almost. You can, but it's rough. And we got to talking, and come to find out, people in my studio really know a lot about guns. And did you know that it's completely legal? And I forget what they call it, an open carry, I think. Is that right? It's called?
Open carry.
Yeah, it's completely legal to walk around in Nevada with guns on your belt, open and exposed. You can walk down the strip, completely legal. Did you know that? I did not know that. I found that fascinating. And that led to this concept of the concealed weapon idea. So I was always under the impression that to get a concealed weapon, you had to have a reason. In other words, I'm a bank teller, or I'm an owner of a business and I move money back and forth from a bank, or I work in a dangerous neighborhood, or something like that. I always thought that was the case. I think that's the case in California. You have to have a reason. To get a concealed weapon in Nevada, you just basically have to ask for it.
That's a reason.
Unbelievable. No,
That is a reason.
so there are people running around with concealed weapons, and the only reason why they have one is because they wanted one. So I'm going to get one.
That's called freedom of choice, is it not? I want to carry a gun.
Yeah,
and I want to conceal it.
And
so freedom of choice.
What
Boom,
was the rules?
done.
You have to register your handgun, right?
You have to register your handgun.
And then to get a concealed weapon
you have
license,
you have to go get a CWP, concealed weapons permit.
right?
And you can do that at any registered firearm facility here in the Las Vegas Valley.
So a place you buy a gun from, you can do it there.
9 times out of 10, yes.
Right? How much does that cost?
I believe it was $300 or $400
For the
concealed weapons permit.
permit. But you have to take a class.
You have to take a 8-hour class.
Right.
And at the place that I purchased our handgun from, it was they had a class every weekend, I think. Every Saturday and Sunday you could do it. I don't know what other locations do.
I think I read that you had to actually, at some point, shoot the gun.
Yes.
To prove that you could actually shoot a gun.
Yes.
I think I read that.
Yes.
And I think it was you had to shoot with both hands, but I don't remember if that's true or not. Was that right?
Yeah, you do.
Somebody
have to
said that. I thought it might have
left
been
and a right hand.
Yeah. So I'm fascinated by this. Melissa doesn't know this yet, but I think I might go down that path so I can tell the story with a bit more detail here. But yeah. So welcome to the Wild West. I told you this place was the Wild West, and in fact, it is. Okay. Questions about the guns? None? Great. You know what I think the time it is? Probably on somebody in the chat. I'm going to hunt him down because he's taking down the gun laws. No, I'm a believer. Please don't hurt me. That one's specifically for Wayne. 80s music. Come on, baby. That's what I'm talking about.
Who
All
says hair metal's dead?
Right. He doesn't know anything. He's young. He's 29 years old. Poor kid. Doesn't know anything.
He is a player, though.
I'll tell you what. You guys should ask us about Wayne the player. You should see how he met his wife. The guy's a freaking pimp, man.
Yeah.
He whipped a little J.C. Penney's badge and booyah, booyah. Next thing you know.
I got 2 offices, baby.
I got That's right. He's telling everybody, not everybody, he's telling Jacob and me. I had 2 offices. Like, one where the people are, and then my own private office. Whoa. What do you do with the private office? Oh, no, I just played it really cool.
Yep.
Right. And how'd you meet your wife? Oh, she was working in the lingerie department at JCPenney's. And you were what? Security guard at JCPenney's guy. Right. Okay. And was she, she was engaged. What? Yeah, that's a good story. We're going to do a whole show for Wayne the Pimp. Will be new on the Vegas Video Network. Anyways, this is the time of the big show where we take your email questions. Of course, the rule is if a man or male of some species comes and sends out emails, that I'll be reading it. If it's a female, well, then Melissa reads it. Hello, Melissa. Oops, there you go.
Yeah.
So we've got 3 of them today. The first one is from a girl, Christina. So Melissa,
let me read it.
We'll be reading that.
All right, I'll take that.
Jacob.
I'll try to do you well and proud.
Do it, brother.
Hi, Scott and Jacob. It really says Melissa.
Well played.
I'm moving to Vegas June 15th from Flagstaff, Arizona.
Just happened.
Oh, sure.
Nice.
Yeah, last month.
June. Oh, was it June?
June 15th, man. You're late.
But what's the date on that?
July 15th.
Right? Okay. All right.
Maybe she sent it late. I don't know.
I don't know.
And have been watching some of the shows on VVN to prepare me for becoming a Vegas local.
There it is.
Smart move.
See?
I wanted to tell you both that I love the show. You two are so personable. Melissa, Jacob. I love the looks you give the camera when your angry, quirky expression.
Give one of those looks now. Angry. Quirky.
Very.
Do flirty. That's good. I see that every day, just so you know.
And we've got video to prove it.
It's the best job in the world.
To what Scott said, or the surprise smiles in response to the topic, you are super expressive. Scott, on one of the videos, you said something about coming into the studio and watching some tapings. That sounds awesome.
See?
Any chance I could do that? Keep up the good work, guys, and I love the podcast.
Nice.
Christina.
So the answer is no, Christina. We can't have people coming anymore. We've had enough of it. No, I'm kidding.
Christina, call me up. We'll get you in. Don't worry.
So how do you do it? It's easy. All you do is send us an email. If you want to see a particular show, you can send it to that particular email, like pubcrawl at Vegas Video Network or LILV at VegasVideoNetwork.com or golf or whatever you want. It doesn't matter. And just say you want to go. Tell us when you want to be there, and we'll do everything we can to get you in there. Is there a rule where you have to bring some sort of beverage?
It's called an unspoken rule.
Yes. It's not a rule, but it's polite.
Very polite.
And everybody who comes has always been very polite.
Oh, extremely polite.
We've had a pretty polite crowd, really.
Besides those 2 guys that we saw that a couple of times ago. The comedy improv guy.
Comedy improv. Oh.
Yeah.
That was brutal.
Those weren't too good.
Yeah, it was bad. Of course, you could be like Jackie, who says that the gift is her.
Ooh, 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 Jackie Blue. Do, 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 do,
It's a inside of you. Does anybody know who does that song?
Yeah, somebody out there can tell us who did Jackie Blue.
Jackie continues to tell me that she is awesome, along with being the gift. Well done, Jackie. So yeah, just give us a call or give us an email and say you want to show up. Tell us what show, and we'll send you instructions on how to be there. Nothing expensive from a gift wise, although people have been bringing champagne and Crown Royal.
This is true,
but it's a high bar. But
Very
don't think
bar.
you have to meet.
Yeah.
So don't worry. About
and give us notice because we have so many people in the studio. We can only the fire marshal only said we can fit about 70 in there. Right. So make sure that we have under 70 on the day you're going to be there. Mm-hmm. If not, we might be able to sneak you in.
Right, 70. That's about how many had yesterday. Big crowd yesterday.
Huge.
Okay, Mike says, that's interesting. Mike says, hey, been a listener of the Living in Las Vegas show since the beginning.
Smart move, Mike.
When was the beginning? Anybody know?
I'd say about 116 episodes ago.
Nothing gets by you. I love all the. It's perfect. I listen to that all day, too. I get that kind of crap every day. Oh, yeah.
Well, somebody's got to dish it out, and somebody's got to take it.
By the way,
Sometimes you're a nail, sometimes you're a hammer.
You want to know real fear? Be chased around by a 6'4" black guy who wants to give you a hug. Especially if he's after a donut. If he's after a donut, you are going to lose that race, pal. All right. I love all things Vegas. Wife does too. And in 2005, I started to search for all things Vegas when podcasts began. I think Leo Laporte was one of the first. He is. Then came a local radio station, Morning News, and 500, and then yours came online. I do find it very interesting to hear, as you say, a first-person account being a resident of such a insert positive adjective here. Groovy City. I'm not much for sending out emails, and I don't even have a Facebook account. By the way, you're probably smarter than everybody else who's hanging around.
You are.
Because everybody on Facebook right now is going, oh, God, Google Plus? Google Plus now, what do we do? And people are like migrating, and Google's like, we've had 10 million people sign up, and people are like, they're wringing their hands and going, oh crap, do I got to do Google Plus now? Jeez, man, I'm telling you, I wish it didn't happen. Circles. Oh God, more, please. I'm trying to keep up as it is. Oh, but he does have a Google account. I'm compelled to share my appreciation for not only your Living in LV podcast, but also your network, and in particular Pub Crawl. I've now downloaded and watched every episode, and I've listened to every episode of Living in LV, and for the first time tonight, I checked it out live. Great vibe, and you are a very cordial host. Konnichiwa.
Smart man.
There's more.
Oh.
Much more. In case you're interested, he actually gives me his story. He lives in Minnesota. It's fascinating. I think Minnesota, that state, seems to have a real affinity for Vegas. The people in 500 live in Minnesota.
Really?
Yeah. Neon Vegas here, he's from Minnesota.
I saw that on last week's show before you deleted it.
Yeah. You saw it in the chat, smart ass.
No, I'm serious. I saw it on last week's show before you deleted it.
I know. Stop it.
Because he put up the little photo.
Crying!
Are you going to put up his photo again since you deleted last show?
No.
Why not?
Well,
I got nothing but
right,
love for you, Neon Vacation.
I will.
I'm trying to help you out here. Since somebody deleted last show and can't pull a Teddy Pendergrass, I want to try to get you. I'm for the people. I'm among the people. I'm for everybody on the chat. If I could see the chat right now, if he'd turn over the screen.
Nope.
I think Ted is on there. Ted, Jackie, Sweet
Ted.
Jackie Blue, Sweet Madam Blue. I don't know who Neon Vacation obviously is on. So you should pull up Neon Vacation's photo from last time.
There he is.
There we go.
Shannon and Anna.
See?
So there you go.
I'm working out for you, brother.
We didn't have it last time. There it is. And Neon says, thanks, brother. So he's out there. He's out fighting the good fight for you. We've got actually a couple of people who are on the Friends of the Living in Las Vegas page in the live chat as well.
Well, hello everyone on the live chat.
It's good.
Welcome to live chat.
Anyways, he's from Vegas. I'll kind of skip over some of this. He's been here a bunch of times. He's a Twins fan, Vikings, loves casinos. Okay, I would suggest. And he's got some suggestions for us as well.
Okay,
there you go.
Always open to constructive suggestions.
Yeah, if they're good. If they're bad, no. I would suggest for Pub Crawl that they can drink on the cheap by first seeing where cocktail waitresses' filling stations are, sit at a penny machine close to it, put in $5, and then that lets you play 1 cent at a time, have tip money ready, and the waitress will be glad to feed you drinks as long as you give them a buck a drink. First of all, it's not free if you do that, just so you know. It's a buck a drink, but I get it. Now, we do not use our player's card when we do this, since it would give them a terrible rating when they play. Now, I don't use a player's card, so I don't know how that works. Does it do that? If you're a low bettor, does it somehow make you look worse?
I think it has to do with like comps.
I bet Jackie knows.
I think it has to do with comps. Like they gauge the level of your play, and the higher the level of your play, and the more that you do play, the more you're comped for stuff.
So he doesn't use his super duper card when he's doing the penny slots, I guess. And Jackie also says, and the time played, as in minutes played, Jackie? I'm guessing that's what that means.
It might be like a yield type thing. You play X amount of dollars for so many hours.
Yeah,
gives you like a yield type scenario.
Yeah, hours. So both Ray, who we met and had a good time with at that Mexican restaurant, and both. So yeah, it's also time. So you do get points or credit, I guess, for just the amount of time you're sitting. Now, most are simple points, so many points per dollar. Okay.
There you go.
Interesting. So, and then he says, next I would like to recommend that you get a show on the network for slot junkies. The wife and I search out new games at the local places, and there's a line to play the new games on weekday afternoons. I think it'd be a real draw to have a show like that, since Vegas is the gaming capital of the world. Slot junkies. So I wonder how many people are really interested in that. If you're listening and you're interested, send us an email. Let us know.
Great idea.
Because basically it's our sandbox. We can do whatever we want. Again, thanks again for all the effort. Keep up the good work. The wife and I will be watching. Mike from Medford, Minnesota. Thank you, Mike. Big hand for Mike. Applaud, Mike.
Thank you, Mike.
Look at that. That's somebody who's committed.
That's a long email. Goodness gracious.
Nice job, brother.
All right.
Nice. And our final email is actually from Doug. Doug asked the same question that Christina, which is how do you get part of the studio audience? And we've already explained that. Doug was in the live studio or the live chat yesterday, and ask the same question. So easy peasy 123Z. Once again, send us an email. If nothing else, info@vegasvideonetwork.com. And that maybe we should do one called tickets.
Well, that'd be a good idea.
We had that actually. That was the first email when we gave away the 2 Cirque du Soleil tickets.
That's right.
Called that, tickets. So that's it for. Actually, I don't want to do that. I want to do a break first. We're going to do a station identification, or maybe a little commercial action. You decide. And then we'll be back with talking about what we did this weekend, which was almost so groovy I can barely take it. All right? This is Living in Las Vegas podcast. I'm Scott. That's Jacob. We'll be right back.
See you.
Yes, who's coming to AM 1400 KSHP? It's all the great shows from the Vegas Video Network. Join us on Fridays from 6 to 10 p.m. to get the best insider news and expert views about entertainment and comedy, cocktails and fine dining, living in Las Vegas, the real estate market, golf, and sports betting. Visit VegasVideoNetwork.com and KSHP.com for more information, and join us on Fridays from 6 to 10 p.m. for the Vegas Video Network Friday Night Features. And we're back. Yes, we're back. Yes, I'm sorry. I don't care. I don't care. People are saying that you're too big for that shot. No, you're not. You're right in that shot. Come on, Jackie. Enough.
I'm a little
She's
big.
right in that shot. He's beautiful.
I'm
Beautiful.
big.
You are.
I'm big and beautiful.
You're in there. Anyways, now that sound. This is the music that says, hey, let's do a whole new show. Okay. Anyways, this guy got a bunch of directors now. He's framed too tightly.
I'm kind of a big guy.
Good Lord.
Big guy, small chair.
I just want to drink.
Makes a tight shot.
What did we do this weekend? Well, our good buddy Chris Phillips, known as Zoe Bowie, normally plays at the Red Rock Casino, but he had this outdoor concert thing at M Resorts. Now, M Resorts is an interesting place. I like it kind of a lot.
It's a great place. I think Sally and I are really big fans of M Resort because it's relatively easy to get to. The parking is great. The parking's great. Well, even when we lived west side, it wasn't that bad.
West side. So here is where that is. So that this green A up here, that's right at Flamingo, right there, and the Las Vegas Strip. And then down here, this little guy down here, is the M Resort. It's about 13 or so miles from the middle of the Strip, give or take. And it's not too bad. It's mostly a locals place, but very, very nice. They opened up, it was about 3 years ago, I guess. Is that right? 2 or 3 years ago?
About 2 years ago.
Yeah,
I'd say,
and they did a huge amount of PR here. They had blimps flying around, and the truth is, most locals who went and checked it out were like, wow, this is pretty good. They actually did a very, very good job. It's a beautiful property. A lot of good restaurants. You know, these are the guys that for a while had the free soft drinks in the casino floor. They've since stopped that.
Yeah, pulled that out.
Had some problems with that, especially poor people walking in, getting a drink and getting out. But pretty cool location especially for people down in that area. A very nice property and one of the best pools anywhere for the local casinos. And they built maybe a year or so ago, I think, a really nice stage out there. And so Zoe Bowie was invited to go out there and play. We thought, well, hell, let's get our dance on. Let's get out there and kind of shake our booty. Shake our booty.
Shake your
our
groove
booty.
thing.
Oh, that too. So we decided to go out there. It was Melissa and my daughter Savannah and myself. And we met up with Jacob and Sally and our friend Cheryl. And also there was Ira and Marie, and was that the people that we knew? I think it was. And so we, the first thing that you guys did is you had dinner or snacks or something.
Yeah.
At, what was that restaurant called?
Veloce Cibo, I believe it's called.
There it is.
It's at the very top of M Resort. And if you go in kind of through the side entrance and go up the one level, it's kind of a little hidden place because they don't really advertise it so much. there's a little waitress or waiter or host or hostess standing by a little stand. And they have all these pictures of lemons, I believe, veloce or veloce cibo means lemon in some foreign language. And you just walk in, you walk into an elevator, and it's kind of, again, very secret agent-like. You walk into the elevator, and there's only 2 buttons. The ground floor that you're on, and veloce cibo, which is 16th.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, and you go all the way up to the top. You walk out, and, you're at the very top of M Resort. Great view of the Strip. I think it was voted best view of the Strip in one of the local readers' things. Mm-hmm. And the prices are relatively reasonable. And we went up there and had happy hour. They do have happy hour on Sunday, and it's one of the bars in M Resort, so it has $5 mixed drinks and $3.
Which is good.
Really good. The ladies had $5 martinis and $3 beer, if I'm not mistaken.
By the way, Neon on Vacation wants to know, Jacob, are you from Las Vegas? How long have you lived here?
I am not. I'm actually from the South, South Carolina, and my wife and I have lived here going on 3 years. We moved here in February of 2009, to answer your question.
There you go.
Mr. Neon Vacation.
All right. So you did the happy hour up there.
Yep.
And a beautiful view.
Great view.
Top floor.
Pretty good service, even though they were really busy. Had some food, some small little appetizers and snacks. I believe the ladies had sushi for 2, which is like $15. So that very reasonably priced for being technically on the Strip. I had a couple of snacks, and we had a couple of cocktails. And then we got the phone call that you guys were downstairs in the cabana.
Booyah.
So we wrapped up there and came downstairs.
Yeah, so cabana, so the way that it works down there, they have a bunch of these day beds all over, actually in the middle of the pool, which is pretty cool looking. And then they've got cabanas circling the area. And they've got little cabanas on the side, and they've got some beefy cabanas up on the same level as the stage. So we went with one of the beefy cabanas, and it was pretty funny. So here is what the cabana looks like when we first walked in. And you can see there, we've got the ladies all back there. And what they are is they actually have, in each one of these big cabanas, they have a little jacuzzi, which is pretty cool. And all the girls saw that and immediately rushed back there to get their feet in there and kind of hang out. It was pretty neat. Now, when we first got there, it was pretty interesting. We got a cabana right next to the stage. We thought, okay, we'll be behind the music, behind the speakers, won't be as loud, but we can see the band really well. So we're feeling pretty pimping, I guess kids say. So we're hanging out, right?
Kind of like Wayne.
Yeah, we ordered our drinks. We're like, here we go. This is pretty cool. And then one of the pool guys, the pool manager, comes walking up and goes, he goes, are you on the network or the show? I said, what do you mean? He goes, are you on, I've seen you before. I recognize you. I said, you probably don't recognize me. He goes, no. I really recognize you. I said, I don't think you do. He goes, no, you're on Saturdays, right? I go, no, you've got the wrong cat. What are you looking for? He goes, you're not with KKLZ? I said, no. He goes, well, I'm sorry, but you're going to have to move.
Yes, I'm with KKLZ. You see me every Saturday morning. You don't remember this?
Right? That's right. I should have played that card, but I'm not that quick. He goes, no, this particular cabana is for KKLZ. They've got it reserved and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, you're a pool guy or gal, put me here. I'm like, all right, okay. So we moved to the next cabana over, which happened to be that cabana there. And so we're sitting there, and I'm like, that's really kind of a bummer.
Because you're a nice guy.
Yeah. I handled it pretty well, considering how I wanted to handle it. It was a he, Jackie. And so we're sitting there, and then this gal comes by, and didn't know who she was, but she had these couple buckets of beer, and I realized, she must be with the radio station. She's getting her place set up. So she comes back, and she says to us, you didn't, hey, real sorry about this. You didn't have to move. Yes, we did. They said, you don't have to move. No, they said, you've got to move. Move over. Okay. Didn't have to move. We just need to use it for the ISDN line that's there so we can do our remote call-ins, which they never used. But now here's where she was brilliant. Brilliant. She had these 2 buckets of beer, and she goes, I brought these for you. I'm like, I don't care where I am. Thank you.
Smart woman.
Yeah. I became much calmer right after she gave me 12 beers. I'm like, yeah, I'm in. You're a winner. Let's do it.
Do you need me to move to the next cabana
Right, I'll
down
go
away from you?
Is it a bucket, a half move, or how's that go? Anyway, so they gave us a booze, and then they got all filled up in there and stuff, and then everybody started to show up. Really a nice place. So again, here's the cabana of the day, and here's kind of a night groovy shot of it. And as you can see, it's pretty nifty. Here's the actual tub itself, and you can see there's Melissa and Cheryl and Savannah and Marie and Sally, and it's not a big tub, but it's kind of neat. And we really just thought it was kind of big pimp in there for a while.
Yep.
And as the night wore on, you can see that you've got a real nice step up into the cabana. It's got a big TV in there and a refrigerator and a freezer, and I think there was a sink, and you could kind of see there was 4 lounge chairs up there, and then behind there was a couch, and then behind that was the jacuzzi. There is, the table that you can see all the girls there sitting at. So it was a pretty large area for us to kind of goof around in, which I thought was pretty fun. And then they were serving drinks, lots of different kind of drinks. And the big hit was these big giant drinks about the size of, say, I don't know, Sally's torso, for example. And it was very cute because basically Jacob said, that drink is very big. This might be a little rough.
Oh, very rough.
And a lot of girls had drinks about that big. Oof. And it was rough for all of them.
Some more than others.
Right. We won't, there are some pictures of Cheryl that we simply will not be showing because, God bless her, she was having a good time. She felt no pain as a kid.
Those are on the pay-per-view site.
That's right. That's how we're going to make our money at the Vegas Video Network. Our pay-per-view shots of Cheryl lap dancing with Melissa. I think that's where the real money is, kids.
I didn't call it out. I just said there were shots.
And by the way, we have that video. We have those pictures, and they're not really available.
I like your moan,
right?
Say I do.
And MGM or MGM, not MGM.
M Resort.
No. The beer folks, Miller Lite was sponsoring it also. So they had 2-for-1 beers, and they're giving out these glow-in-the-dark rings, and Cheryl had a glow-in-the-dark ring that we were all pretty impressed with. And Sally, I'm sorry.
But the bad thing was Miller Lite. They ran out of beer.
Yeah.
How do you run out of beer when you're sponsoring something?
Yeah, that was who mentioned that?
Wayne.
Wayne did. That's right. Right. Pimpin' Wayne was like, I was there, yo, and we were, checking out the scene, West Side.
I'm gonna start calling him BPW. Big Pimpin' Wayne.
Big Pimpin' Wayne.
BPW.
And he's like, anyways, they ran out of beer.
How do you do that?
Yeah, that was a miss.
It's like a restaurant running out of food.
Right. Now you're thinking, were they there just to drink and party? Well, yes, but the reason why we're there is because Zoe Boy was hanging out. So there's Chris and what's that girl's name?
Marley.
That's from the back view, and this is more of a front view. It was interesting. I was going to ask him this last night, but what was really interesting about that gig for him was that they normally play at Red Rock, and I forget the name of the room that they're in. It's a little bar.
Rock's Lounge.
There you go, Rock's Lounge.
You're welcome.
Booyah. And I get this every day, too.
Yeah.
And
somebody's got to keep you in line.
It's really pretty neat.
Lord of mercy.
I know. And so this room at Rock's Lounge room is it probably holds, 500 people shoulder to shoulder. And it's usually shoulder to shoulder there when they do their Friday night gigs at 11 o'clock. So they play from 11 to 12, 12 to 1. It's a later gig for those guys. And that place is always packed. But it's really condensed. So you put 500 people in that room, and it looks like you couldn't get another person in there if you wanted to. On the other hand, you look at this M pool, and it is huge, man.
Massive.
The place looked empty, and I did a quick count. There were 200 people there when it was still light before the band started, and it looked like there was nobody there.
Yep.
So I wondered if they might get a little freaked out by the fact that the stage was monstrous, huge stage, huge venue, basically, and if that would be a little intimidating. Didn't ask him that. Come to find out, it didn't matter. Because by the end of the night, they played 3 sets, and at the end of it, place was packed. I mean, the people in front were dancing all over the place. As a matter of fact, the president of the casino got wind somehow. I think he was there, saw it, called up the entertainer and director and said, book those guys a bunch more, because we've never had that many people in a pool party thing before. So
it was great.
Huge congratulations to Chris for that. That's a big deal. I'm really pretty proud of him.
Massive.
Yeah, and but it was so much fun. It was the evening was perfect. It was good. The drinks were good and they were well priced. I forget what those giant drinks were. I think they were
$15.
Like $15. Yeah,
$15.
Yeah, it was nothing.
Yeah.
So another picture of the girls. You can see that. You can see actually. There's a giant strawberry daiquiri. There's a giant mojito and a giant. I think that was a vodka tonic.
Vodka tonic.
Yeah, so no pain was being felt during that time. Of course, sometimes you just got to be a big pimping guy, and we're drinking the cheap stuff because the girls didn't give us any money.
That's right.
Of course, we got our dance on a little bit. No, she's not flipping anybody off. It does kind of look like that, but in fact, that's her index finger and her super Miller Lite ring. What else is going on? Doing some more dancing. This guy back here just kind of showed up. It's like, boink, hi. Okay. I got to say something. There's some people have balls. I'm not this guy, although he did have balls. But some people have just amazing balls. I mean,
gigantic.
These the cabanas are being paid for. And if they're not being paid for, they're not just to be walked in. And there was one next to us that was empty. And people would just kind of walk up, sit down,
Act like you own it.
It was just nuts. And then, a security guy would go up and go, get out. What are you doing? Like, I would never do that. It was just nuts. It was really fun, though. A lot of dancing and partying. And there's Melissa and Cheryl. And then, yo, there we are, hanging out. I think we were singing there.
I think we are.
What were we singing? We sang a lot while we were there.
Might have been Open Arms by Journey.
Could have been. There's a little bit more of us having a good time, kind of hanging out, drinking the beer. And I've been told that there's a video of me up there dancing now.
I believe we do. I believe we have that.
Could be a rumor or not. Hard to say. That's right. I can moonwalk, baby.
Who sings that song?
Ice, ice, baby. Now you'll notice here coming up that Jacob gets in the act.
Only because you can never leave me alone.
Ice, baby. Ice, ice, baby.
It's tricky.
That's what I'm talking about, folks.
Tricky,
We're taking our show on the road, by the way. That's the new show on the Vegas Video Network. Scott and Jacob Dance.
Yeah, that's true. That's also pay-per-view, but we can give you a discount.
Right.
Sign up for your yearly subscription.
As in, if you want, we'll pay you to watch. That's the discount.
Only in Miller Lite.
There's Cheryl and Marie cutting a rug. There's Cheryl and Sally. One's cutting a rug. One's trying to drink the world's largest strawberry daiquiri. She drank that thing for, I don't know.
Well, you got to think about the alcohol by volume content. She weighs all of
as big as her torso.
116 pounds versus 48 ounces. That's I'm not good with math, but that's a lot of alcohol by volume for that.
Yeah, I mean, it was about this big. It was
huge.
about for me. It'd be about 15 gallons.
Was it 16 ounces or 23 ounces?
It was 32. No, wait. No, it's 20.
20 ounce?
12. No, 8, 12. I think it was 20. I'm not sure though. It was huge. So we hung out there. Big success for Chris and the band and all. And then we decided to head off to another place whose name was?
We went to Ravello Lounge inside M Resort.
This is the webpage for that. And this is a small club. We actually went there when you guys first moved here, I think. A
while back.
Because Cheryl was here first, right?
Yep,
and I think then it was kind of her idea to do this whole dancing thing in the first place. And it's a nice little club. It's got a raised stage, good musicians playing there. And just kind of loved it, I had a good time. We got a great seat.
Oh, beautiful seat.
It was on the floor, a nice table. All of us could hang out. Good band playing, top 40 stuff.
Yep.
Hip-hop, rocky, pop 40 stuff. They were very, very good. And as a matter of fact, Chris came by afterwards and hung out a little bit with some of his friends, and he came by and said hi with us a little bit. And place was pretty busy, good dancing, drink.
We had the Ivies join us as a very, very late arrival.
That's
around, 1 a.m.-ish or so.
Right, there's Cheryl and Melissa and Alicia, and then of course there's our buddy David,
Mr. Nancy Ray Guns himself.
There he is. He was having a good time there. You can see there's the crest. As a matter of fact, if you look very carefully, you can see. Oh, I probably shouldn't show that.
Probably not. Probably not. Good mood to pull that photo down. That's on the pay-per-view site, folks. You got a sneak peek. Sign up quick.
Luckily, I have the power of the ring. That made me remember I should probably take that shot off.
Yeah, exactly. You're not a Green Lantern, but a blue light.
That was not good. All right. Well, then after that.
After that, after we left Ravello Lounge, I don't know what time it was, but I think the sun was starting to rise. We started to go
wasn't
to...
quite that late.
Yeah, it wasn't quite, but it was close to get something to eat at 32 degrees.
Right. Another place, kind of a, I don't know, just a pub-ish kind of hangout, you know, nothing special, but it was nice. I mean, it was open. And we all dined there a little bit. And
open 24 hours. The only time they don't serve food is from 7 until 8.
In the night or morning?
In the morning. Other than that, he goes, because we do our switch over, we got to shut down the grill, clean the grill, 7 to 8, we don't serve food, but other than that, serve food.
There you go.
And the Ivies talked about this on Pub Crawl. Again, $5 beer, or $5 mixed drinks, and $3 beer in that whole property, really. At any of the bars at M, you can have $5 mixed drinks or featured drinks and $3 beers.
Can't beat that.
So it was good, well priced, and we all kind of hung out and chilled out for a while and talked. And
watched a little Van Halen video.
We watched a little videos, and somebody had a little hot for teacher moment. Yeah, Mr. Van Halen man himself over here. All right,
baby.
Yeah, idiot savant.
All right. Oh man. They're being very complimentary of you. Oh, he's a natural. He's a natural mean bastard. That wasn't very nice. Man. But it was
I'm
good.
just playing my part.
What time did you get home?
We got home around 4:30ish. 4:30ish or so a.m. Right as the sun was starting to peek over Sunrise Mountain.
Yeah,
we were shutting it down.
It was a late night.
It was a late night
or early morning.
Depending on how you look at it.
It was something, and it was good. It was a good time and mellow time and fun time.
Well, as David said, I think you can go anywhere when you have friends or people that you really get along with.
Yeah.
But it was nicer there because we had room to kind of space out. I don't think we would have had the same vibe at, and this is not in disrespect to, but I don't think we would have had the same vibe at like a place like Caesar's Palace or somewhere on the Strip or Hayes nightclub or something. Yeah. You know, it would have been a lot more cramped. You've been doing this and stuff, but we had room to kind of spread out. Everybody was chilled out. You had the bathrooms weren't too far away. It's not like you had to fight your way through a crowd and do shoulder to shoulder to mosh to try to get to the bathrooms or something. So it was very nice. Even though it's a little bit of a drive for the Whitneys, it was very nice, and we all had a really good time.
Wasn't too bad, actually, because it was, Saturday we got there kind of early, about 6 or 7.
6.
Yeah, that's right, about 6. We were doing 80 miles an hour on 15 South. It probably took us a little bit, maybe about 35, 40 minutes. Usually takes me 30 minutes to get to the studio.
Yeah.
So, and it's probably 15, 20 miles south of the studio.
Right.
So, with no traffic, it's not too bad. It was about 28 miles from our house. I think it was what it was. Yeah. But yeah, it was good. They've got a good thing going there. It's a great pool area. They're going to go back and do a lot more concerts with Chris's band, and we'll probably be back there again in August. I forget what the day was.
August 6th.
Is that what it was?
If I recall correctly.
Yeah, we're probably going to go back and check that out again because it was a really good time. It was funny. Savannah, my daughter, who is 23, going on 24. She's a young kid out there, a partying kid, and we out partied her. Dig that.
That was funny. As we're wrapping up at 32 degrees, my wife says to Savannah, Savannah, blah, 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 is this unusual to have Scott and Melissa up this late? She's like, no, I think I'm kind of done.
Yeah.
I think I'm kind of partied out. And Cheryl and Sally kind of look at Savannah, and Savannah goes, Well, I partied a lot when I was younger. And I think I spit beer through my nose because I was laughing so hard because they both shot her a look like...
you are younger.
You
still is younger, honey.
Still is a lot younger.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. She emailed her friends or texted her friends, my parents are out partying me. What's happening? So, and you know what it is? Nothing closes here.
Yeah.
In California, everything closes at 2.
Yep.
Right at 2,
Done.
you're at the door. There's no messing around. Here at 2 o'clock, a lot of places are just getting started.
Exactly.
And,
this is why Zoe Bowie does a show from 11 to 12 and then 12 to 1.
Yeah.
Because then people are headed out to the clubs downtown on the Strip.
Exactly. So it was fun to out party my daughter. Anyways, that's it. We had a good time. It's good hanging out with you and the wife and all that good stuff. And we're going to do it again. So if you are here in the Las Vegas, and again, I think it was August 6th.
August 6th, if I recall correctly. And Mike and Christina, if you guys want to go, shoot us an email.
That's right.
And we'll try to get you in on the list.
Yeah, for
And anybody
sure.
else on the live chat, Ted, Jackie, everybody else are there.
For sure.
Neon
for
Vacation.
Sure. That's it.
Escape that 118 degree, man. Come
on down to
it's only like 109.
110. It's a dry heat.
110.
So is an oven.
18 less.
That's it. So that's it for the big show, everybody. Thanks very much for playing along. Thanks everybody in the live chat. Again, if you want to check out our listener line, that number is, let me bring it up for those of you on the big video. It is
866-966-4599.
That's right,
866-966-4599.
Send an
Big shout out
email.
to KSHP AM 1400.
At what time?
Friday night features. That'd be from 7 until 10.
Or 6 to 10.
Or 6 to 10.
Let's go with 6
It's
to 10.
after the
6 to 10.
shopping thing. 6 to 10.
Very good. On our queue at livinginlv.com is our email address if you have questions or comments that you want to send our way. Hey, if you want to be a friend of our website, which a lot of people are doing, send your photos to friends at livinginlv.com. Your whites will be whiter. It's a little bit too loud. And your brights will be brighter.
And I'll give you a shout out like Neon Vacation and make him put up your photo.
Right.
Since he deleted the last file and can't pull a Teddy Prendergrass and let the daggum thing go. Lord have mercy. See what I got to deal with?
This will be the last time Jacob's on the big show.
What I gotta deal
because he's
with?
not very nice to me.
Every single
and
time.
I need somebody to give me a hug, and not a big mean bear hug.
Me, baby.
I'm like, all right, it's enough.
Come on,
Anyways,
hug
that's
me.
it. All right.
Wrap up this show and turn down the lights.
Daddy is scared, just so you know. All right, everybody, thanks for, please help me. Help a brother out. All right, we'll see you guys later. Take care, man.
Credits are happening. Yeah, she's pretty hot. We're still working on him. Vegas Video Network. I like it.
Back.